Hiya guys, welcome back to Clearview Driving. My name is Amin and today I'm doing a mock test with Gurpreet. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
He's really nervous, he's really nervous. Now he has been driving in India for about 5 years and he has done around 4 hours of driving with an instructor.
Right.
But you have been watching all of the videos online.
From last 2-3 months.
Okay,
I've been watching your videos.
So hopefully you kind of know what to expect today.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so we're going to go on a mixture of roads and see how you get on. Now your test is coming up in about 2 weeks time.
Yeah, on 26th of September.
I wasn't going to go into the details, but in 2 weeks time, 2 weeks time your test is coming up. Right. Okay, so do you know what's going to happen in the mock test? Do you want me to tell you a little bit?
Yeah, you can give me insights here.
Okay, so I'm going to keep telling you where to go in terms of instruction. Right. If you're not sure where you're going, you can always ask. Okay. I'm going to get you to follow a few signs for a little while and then give you instructions, and we're going to do one maneuver and we may also do the emergency stop, similar to everything you've been practicing with your instructor. Perfect. Okay. Right. Now, for anyone that's new to the channel, don't forget to like the video, comment down below and subscribe if you've not already. And thank you for all the supporters and all the subscribers that have already subscribed. You guys are great and it inspires me to kind of keep going. So thank you. Now, we're going to go straight into it, but I'm going to ask you a quick question. All right. Could you tell me about the general condition of your tires to be roadworthy?
Roadworthy.
So about your tires. Yeah. How should your tires be for them to be safe on the road?
It should be like, there should not be any cut on the tires and the tire pressure should be at the standard pressure. And
what about the tread depth?
What does that mean?
The depth of the line.
That
do you know the number?
Yeah, 1.6.
Okay.
That's 1.6 mm.
Yeah, perfect. Alright, okay, so when you're ready, we're going to get started. So let's drive off whenever you're ready. When moving off on a road like this, it's a good idea to signal, as there are lots of parked vehicles and somebody may benefit from your signal. At the end of the road, turn right. Just press OK. So at the end, turn right. Gurpreet deals with this junction really well. The view of the new road is obscured by parked vehicles and hedges. He waits for a safe opportunity before edging forward. Just breathe, you'll be fine. Gurpreet deals with all the meeting situations really well. When meeting traffic on a road like this, you want to try and make some progress as well as give way when it's safe to do so. When moving in and out of these spaces, it's really important to be using your mirrors so you're aware of any motorbikes or cyclists that may be around you as you slow down to meet traffic. Driving along this road, there are speed bumps as a traffic calming measure, as it's a 20 road. Now in terms of a driving test, it doesn't matter how you go over these, but you want to try to position your windscreen pillars with the sides of the speed bump if there are no obstructions close. That way the car goes over nice and level and you don't rock around. If you can pull over and park up on the left anywhere safe. Thank you. Drive off when you're ready. It's nothing, don't worry. Whenever you're moving off from stationary, you want to look from the pavement towards the road, and if you get distracted by something in the car, you should always check towards the road again and check your right blind spot as a final check before moving away. And if you can pull in and park up on the left hand side in that space just there, don't worry about the driveways on this occasion, just kind of here. Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to get you to start the independent driving. Okay, so we're going to go down to the very end of this road, turn left. When we get to the roundabout, turn left.
Sure.
So it's left at the end.
Then again a left.
And then left. If you forget, you can ask, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so drive off when you're ready. When entering this new road, there's quite a lot of traffic on the main road, so Gurpreet has to get eye contact with the traffic on the main road, and he does so really well. He also negotiates this left-hand turn really nicely by coming out of the junction and then turning left. Had he steered any earlier, we would have gone on the pavement.
So this is the roundabout, I need to take first exit,
yes.
Right?
Now on the roundabout, we're taking the first exit, so Gurpreet needed to go into the left-hand lane. He goes into the second lane. It does go towards the A40, but it puts him into the overtaking position. At this point, Gurpreet was about to go the wrong way. Going the wrong way would not have been a fault, but if he started going towards the right and then suddenly switched back into the left lane, that would have been a big issue. Alright, now I'd like you to follow some signs towards Oxford for a little while. Initially, as we're joining this carriageway from the slip road, Gurpreet thought we had to move into the middle lane as we're merging into the traffic, but there is a sign on the left-hand side which shows us that we have a new lane that joins the carriageway rather than merging in to the middle lane. As the traffic on the carriageway is flowing quite well, we do not need to be in this lane as we're currently in the overtaking lane unnecessarily. Always drive in the first lane unless you're overtaking or turning right. The second and the third lane are both known as the overtaking lanes. Gurpreet gets marked down as a serious fault for position normal driving as a vehicle now moves into the left-hand lane to overtake him. So when travelling along on a road like this, always keep in the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking slower moving traffic or you're turning right. Now, when following instructions on a sat-nav, if you can see your right turn is in 2 to 3 miles, then you shouldn't move into the overtaking lane early. You should stay on the left until the turn is 700 or 800 yards and then move over in towards the position to turn. Now travelling a bit further down this road, there's a bit more traffic, and Gurpreet gets another serious fault for position normal driving, as he's very much positioned on the white line to the right. Now in traffic like this, motorbikes tend to filter through from the left and from the right, so he should have stayed in the middle of his lane. He was leaning to the right to see the road ahead, and then a motorbike passes through from the right, so this does go down as a serious fault. I think there's a bit of traffic in the direction we were going into, so what we'll do is we're going to turn off here instead, so we're going to take this exit. Okay. So we're going to take the exit here. As we moved into the left-hand lane quite slowly, the indicator did not click off. Now we're still indicating left as we're going forward, and this signal could be very misleading. The signal only switches off as Gurpreet steers towards the left to give way to an emergency vehicle that was approaching behind us. But remember to switch off your indicator if it doesn't turn off by itself. The roundabout, let's take the first exit left, please. In the distance ahead, there's a bus lane starting on the left. Now, the time that we're driving here, we could have used the bus lane, but Gurpreet didn't realise this and he switches out of the bus lane, which is fine. He checks his mirrors, but he doesn't indicate. It's always a good idea to indicate when switching lanes, as somebody may benefit from your signal, as there are pedestrians and vehicles in the distance. To the roundabout, I'd like you to take the second exit. Going towards Heathrow. As we've started in the right-hand lane, this lane only goes to exit 3 and 4 as it's only for going past 12 o'clock. If you follow the white line to the left, it does not allow us to take the second exit.
I think I made a mistake.
Now here is a prime example of something you want to avoid doing on your driving test. Gurpreet's in position to take the third exit, but he was asked to take the second exit. At this point, he's checking his mirrors and he switches into the left lane. Do not switch lanes at this point, as the lane he's just switched into also went right, so this could have been a very dangerous lane change if somebody had been approaching. It's always better to just go the wrong way instead of switching lanes at this point. Alright, thank you. That's the end of your independent driving. I'm going to give you directions as normal from now on, okay? So we're no longer following any signs. When driving along on a carriageway like this, always try to keep the centre of your lane along your left shoulder. That way the car will be centred. Alright, now at the next roundabout, I'd like you to turn right. It's the third exit. As we're going round the roundabout, ahead of us is the second exit. So at this point, Gurpreet should have checked his mirrors and moved towards the left-hand lane. He's checking his mirrors, but he's simply not switching until the exit is right in front of him. This could easily be a dangerous point to switch lanes, as the traffic waiting on exit 2 will now start to enter and speed up as they enter. Let's turn right.
Right.
Yes, please. Due to the fact that it's raining and the road surface is wet and we were going through a narrow space, Gurpreet should have slowed down some more. And take the third exit towards Greenford. As we're taking the third exit, which is signposted past 12 o'clock, we need to start in the right-hand lane. As we're heading towards our exit, Gurpreet does check his mirrors and signals to exit, but on the exit the two lanes are starting to merge and he does not check his mirrors when the lanes are merging. We should be checking as the left-hand lane has priority at this point. Just make sure the full beams are not on, the blue light. You need to pull the indicator towards you. Thank you.
It's showing 20. The speed is 20 now.
You want to go with what's on the road. Yeah. Take the next road on your left, just here. And just left again in here. Alright, what we're going to do now is I'm going to get you to reverse into a space. So if you can just go forward and now reverse into any space left or right. Just make sure you finish within the lines of the bay.
You want reverse parking?
Reverse into a space, yes. Don't use the lines in front, they're not lined up. You can use the... Gurpreet does have to go forward in order to fix his parking manoeuvre, but before reversing you should always look all around again, and he does not do this. This is why he gets a serious fault for reversing observation. He does finish in the space by the end, but he's not checking over his shoulders. Thank you, that's fine then. You can secure the car.
Yep.
And switch off the engine. Push. No clutch, just push the handbrake. Push.
Sorry. I thought you were saying pull.
Thank you. Now relax. That's the end of your test.
Oh.
Give me a few minutes, okay?
You're saying push, I was listening pull.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Can I take this out?
Yeah, you can relax.
I failed, right?
Give me a few minutes.
Sure, I failed.
Okay, so how was your drive for you today?
I think I was giving the unnecessary signals.
There was one point, yeah.
The one point might be when we are at the roundabout, is it? No?
No, the roundabout was okay. There was a few, okay, so I'm going to go over the faults, kind of how they happened.
Alright.
So, unfortunately, no, it wouldn't be a pass, and there is a few things. There's not just the one that I can highlight right now. Okay, you know how to control your car, but you have got a few bad habits from kind of driving on your own. The first thing that popped up is when we were driving on the A40, and I said just following signs to Oxford, we came into this carriageway where there were 3 lanes.
Right.
You were driving in the left one, and as soon as we came in, you were trying to move into the middle.
Yeah, I was doing that.
And then you did move into the middle.
Yeah, I did.
And then you carried on driving in the middle.
Yeah,
Why are we in the middle?
I don't know.
Yeah? Did you notice all 3 lanes were going the same way?
Yeah. So the 3 lanes were going the same way.
So you just carried on in the overtaking lane, and we did have 2 cars trying to overtake you on the left. So we have no reason to be in that lane, do we?
Yeah, you're right, I think.
Yeah?
Yes.
So the left lane is known as the normal driving lane.
I thought the right lane is the overtaking lane. We can drive in the middle and left lane.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. Right?
So what it is the left lane is the normal driving lane.
Right.
And anything after that
Right.
is the overtaking lane.
Okay.
So the middle lane was the overtaking lane.
Oh.
Yeah?
I was confused, and what I was thinking that the last lane, the right
The
lane,
third lane, yeah.
that's for overtaking.
So
and that's what I
both
was
of them
trying
were.
to- Oh.
Yeah?
Alright.
And then the second serious fault was the same thing, but it was your position in the lane. So when you were driving and there was
it
loads of
was-
traffic,
Yeah, it was not in the middle.
you were not in the middle.
Yeah,
Where
I
were you
was not in the
positioned?
middle. It was on the right.
Yeah.
I was in the middle lane, but it was quite right.
You were very close to that line. And how many motorbikes passed you on the right?
Oh right, yeah. I couldn't
Yeah?
touch them.
There was a red motorbike. Really, he went quite close to you.
I was just keep maintaining the gap between the cars.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the bikes. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So it's just we're in such heavy traffic.
Yeah.
You want to try and be in the center of your lane. I know you're trying to look ahead, but your position is going really close to that line, and then because of there's traffic, motorbikes are now. You okay?
Yeah,
You were really nervous.
Yeah. Sachi mein hai I'm nervous. Bahut zyada nervous ho gaya.
Yeah. So when we were approaching that roundabout to take the second exit towards Heathrow,
Yeah.
you started on the right lane, and then before we entered, you said, "Oh, I'm in the wrong lane," and I didn't say anything.
I thought I was in the wrong lane. I thought that, but when I found the space gap, then I
Yeah.
moved to a middle lane. Right that time.
You did, yeah.
I did.
And I know you checked your mirrors, but
I think yeah.
Don't do it.
I was in the right lane. Yes, at that time.
yeah.
I was supposed
so
to be in the middle lane, right?
yeah, but all in the left
1, 2,
lane even.
3. Oh man.
So as we went into that roundabout, you're taking the exit and you started on the far right. You did check your mirrors and moved into lane 3, which was safe because that was your lane. And then we had to change again to exit. I wouldn't do that because it's just putting you in danger.
Right,
Because somebody from over there might be trying to move over this way.
Right.
So the mirror doesn't cover that area. So it's just one of those things where you want to avoid
Oh,
changing lanes on a roundabout. Yeah?
Yeah, that's.
On a 30 road, you went up to about 34. Yeah? Speeding up a little bit.
24, 120. And
This
24.
maneuver here,
Right.
okay, I know you're in the space perfectly now, and you were using the lines in front, and they're not aligned, right?
What now was that?
But my main concern with this maneuver was your observation.
Okay.
At the very beginning, you looked around while reversing, but then you had to go back and forward a little bit.
Yeah. Then
And
after I
you
check.
didn't look
I
around.
didn't check.
You were just kind of doing your own thing using mirrors and great, but what if somebody walked in from over here? We wouldn't see them. So for that alone, that would be a serious fault. Okay? So that's the end of your mock test today. Is this what you expected?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It went go nice. Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of traffic, so we had to change the route a little bit because the road was just blocked. But yeah. All right.
Yeah, I was expecting like I will make some mistakes like this. I know.
You can easily kind of polish these up, but make sure you're getting a bit more practice in between now and your tests, definitely.
So
Do some lessons.
do some lessons. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's the end of our mock test video, so hopefully that video has been useful for you guys as well. But yeah, the mistakes you're kind of making, that's what you get with experienced drivers where they try and change direction, so don't change direction and stay in the left lane unless overtaking. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you
all
so
right.
much.